Negotiation Skills for Finance Professionals. Hello, my name is Mark Andrews and welcome to this brief summary of Redcliffe Training's webinar on negotiation skills for finance professionals. I'm delighted to be here to tell you about this particular webinar, which can be delivered either in one full-day session or, if you would find it more convenient, over 2 half-day sessions. It's a highly interactive webinar where most of the learning is underpinned by interactive and most people find interesting and great fun case studies to help illustrate the learning points. Initially, delegates are a bit reluctant and a bit afraid to join in with case studies, but I can assure you from experience that once you get the feel and the enjoyment and the pleasure of taking part, particularly when you realize how helpful they can be, even the most reluctant participant decides to take part and thoroughly enjoys themselves. So let's ask the obvious question, what is negotiation? Well, the textbook definition is a discussion or a debate with the object of reaching an agreement. But in simple terms, it means you are trying to persuade somebody to change a mindset, to reach a conclusion, to buy a product, to invest in a service, or to do something without your intervention they might not necessarily do. I'm not talking about coercion, I'm talking about persuasion. And there are 2 styles of negotiation, hard negotiation and soft. Hard is a lot easier to learn and is often the default style of many of our clients, where literally you play the hard case. You dispute, you're aggressive, you're angry, you use pointy fingers a lot. Hard negotiation used to be the preferred management style when I first joined the financial industry. Soft negotiation is much more sophisticated. It is, of course, the default position of somebody who is surrendering and saying, hey, I recognize your superiority. But the really skilled negotiator tries to move any debate or discussion from an argumentative, combative style into a softer, more convivial process where we can actually reach agreement, relaxing people, meeting their objections, identifying their interests, and hopefully persuade them into taking an action or investing in something that you would like them to invest and which you genuinely feel is in their best interests. Can you be a good negotiator? Well, the answer is yes. We are all negotiators. If we weren't born negotiators, we wouldn't have a job. We wouldn't be in a relationship. We would have no friends. We wouldn't be able to watch your preferred TV program if you couldn't negotiate. Although in my house, the preferred TV program, I have to confess, is never my choice. What we're talking about here is how do we polish those skills so that in a business or a commercial environment, you are better at negotiation than if you didn't spend any time trying to perfect that particular aspect of your skill set. To become a good negotiator, there are no shortcuts. It is simply practice, experience, and age. And there are no shortcuts. So during the session, we break it down into 4 component parts. Each part punctuated by an interactive case study where at least 1 or 2 of you will take part to illustrate the particular learning points that we're looking at in that area. So a general overview, how the Zoom age has changed the negotiation process, hopefully temporarily, but who knows whether this is the new normal or not. What we mean by the hidden interests, what the options available to us are, how to understand what the negotiation outcome means, how the process is conducted, and what are the challenges, particularly if we're dealing with people for whom negotiation is not something they're comfortable with, or they thoroughly enjoy it and are more interested in a successful negotiation process than the outcome it's designed to achieve. So the process is simple, 4 steps: preparing, doing your homework, and getting ready for the negotiation. And clearly this is only appropriate if the negotiation is an important one. Then we go through the information exchanging period, and now we get to the bit where I hope we can add value during this webinar, how we actually deal with the heart of the negotiation process, the bargaining position. Once we've got through that, we get to another big cliff edge, which is closing. Many people tell me one of the hardest things they find in any negotiation process is to close the deal. We take you through the stages that are necessary during this webinar and hopefully empower you to be much more effective. What we're aiming for is what textbooks call the ZOPA. I am certain that Zopa Bank, a new challenger to the financial service industry, probably took its name from this diagram. It stands for the zone of potential agreement. In simple terms, it means the seller is happy with the deal, but privately says, I would have paid more. The buyer is equally happy with the deal and says, I would have taken less. That is the perfect outcome of a negotiation and is what all negotiations strive to achieve. Well, I hope you found this very brief overview interesting. And if you did, please do feel free to contact us at Redcliffe Training using either of the two methods set out below. Please telephone us, or if you would prefer, please send an email. So on behalf of Redcliffe Training and myself, Mark Andrews, thank you for listening, and I do hope we see you again very soon. Goodbye.